telling all flock members, if you want to become truly elite, for just $1 a month, you too can become an elite bad bird. Check out my Patreon account. Link is in the description.
Welcome back, my flock and EBB members. The Badraven is here to do a great video for you today. I was looking for video reviews of this movie on YouTube. I found one, maybe two actual videos about it, and I thought, since I like this movie so much, I would like to do a review of it. It's not going to be give the whole movie away. It's going to be a spoiler-free review. But I had got my son Drewdrop this for Christmas this year as a little, stocking stuffer, because he liked it so well when he's growing up, because it was before his time. It was, made back in the 1989, but I showed it to him when he was young, and he really liked it because it had his own video games. You know by the description what the name of the movie is. It's The Wizard, and this is the actual copy that I got for him. It's just been recently released in Bluray. And like I said, previously, we had watched it on, I think it was like Netflix maybe, or we had it on DVD, or VHS or something. I can't remember which one I showed it to him the first time I showed it to him. But this is definitely an 80s movie, even though it's like the very last year of the 80s. I like the way they did with the box art here, with the actual logo of the Wizard. And see, when this came out VHS, they had all the little characters in the background, because it's got like Mario and all the other different characters from the arcade, because arcade is a big part of this movie. In the movie, a lot of people didn't like this because they said it was basically a Nintendo commercial, which I don't think they even watched the same movie I did. It did have Nintendo stuff in it, but I don't feel like it was a commercial for Nintendo, because it had a very good story. And if you watch the movie from beginning to end, it even has a little tear-jerking stuff in it, because it touches your heart. I'll just kind of, first let me tell you about this release. This movie has not been released on Blu-ray till now, and this is not like a wide release of this movie. It's on a, I'm trying to think of the company's Universal, but it's a special type of series of releases where they don't release a whole bunch of copies. They just kind of make them as they go. If they put out the movie and then they sell the copies out, then they make another batch, because they don't want to be stuck with movies that don't perform well, because it didn't do great at the box office. It did modestly as far as box office, but it was at the end of the video craze, and the crash of the stuff was already over with, and you had home systems like Nintendo, Sega, all these different types of consoles out there, and then it was kind of like beating a dead horse. So it kind of came in at the last time it should have been released, because people really wasn't into it at the time. I think that's why it kind of fell through the cracks. It had a very young Fred Savage. I think it's off of his, by the time he was doing Wonder Years on television. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I had watched him on that, so I was interested as a kid. I didn't go watch it at the theater or nothing. Watched it maybe on a paid service, or rented it. But I liked it. I liked it back then, and that's why I showed it to Andrew. But let me tell you a little basic outline of the story. You got Fred Savage, who plays Corey Woods. You got Christian Slater, a very young Christian Slater in this movie, too, as his brother, Nick Woods. And they all do a great job in this movie. You got Jimmy Woods, which is his brother. Nick and Corey are brothers, full brothers in the movie, and they have a half brother named Jimmy. And they don't say this in the movie, but he's kind of got an autistic type trait. He's very nonverbal. He talks just sparingly in the movie, but he has the drive to go to California. At the beginning of the movie, you just hear him talking about wanting to go to California. He runs away from home, wanting to go to California. You don't know why he's wanting to go to California, but they have had to get him. The cops have had to get him for the mother. See, the dad, played by Bo Bridges, and the mother are divorcing or are divorced, and Jimmy is kind of caught in the divorce proceedings, and they're not around his other brothers. You got this going on, and Corey is and Nick are really having a hard time with their dad because they don't live with their half brother or nothing because the mother is remarried to another man. Jimmy's kind of on his own, and they're trying to, since he's run away several times wanting to go to California, they're thinking about putting him into a home, or they have put him in a home. Corey, with all the conflict at home, has run away to get Jimmy and trying to, find out why he wants to go to California so bad. So they kind of go on a trip of their own, Corey and Jimmy, towards California to find out what's with Jimmy's problems with that. Along the way, they meet a young girl played by Jenny Lewis named Haley, and she's supposed to be like, she thinks she's like this universal, well-traveled girl, and she kind of tried to take them under her wing, and they have a lot of good comedic stuff going on with them. But before he meets her at the bus station, Corey and Jimmy meet her, Haley. He tells Jimmy to play an video game system. Video arcade. It was at the bus station was an arcade game, and it was a Nintendo arcade game where it was like based on the Nintendo home system. And he finds out that Jimmy is like a savant of video games, and he just like takes to them and can score unbelievable points. Haley sees them, finds out that they're running from the cops, and she kind of wants to find out why Jimmy also has got all these, as good at this game and all this stuff that's going on there. So they kind of combine forces, and they kind of do a little conning people about, get money from guys that play arcade games that like he can't play, like Jimmy can't play, but he ends up beating them. So they make money and they travel across the country. And they find out about a tournament, video game competition called Video Armageddon at Universal Studios in California. They run into a guy named Lucas, played by Jackie Vinson. And what's cool about this, he introduces everybody to the Power Glove in one scene, and that's what you see a lot of when these movies talk about it. Shows him with the glove, and the actual quote that Lucas said is, "I love the Power Glove. It's so bad." So that was one of the gems in this movie. They are being chased by a bounty hunter for children. By the mother has hired a guy named Putnam. It's played by William Seltzer, and he's trying to find them just as much as Bo Bridges, the dad, the brother Nick, Christian Slater, are trying to find him before the bounty hunter finds him to bring him home. That's the whole adventure of the thing. They're trying to get the Video Armageddon. They're trying to win the $50,000 that Lucas showed them that was supposed to be given away at this tournament, because Haley wants to take half of the winnings and help her dad out and get a house or something, and another one, the $25,000 they're going to use, I guess, for Jimmy and Corey and his family to use. So they're off to do that. It's kind of an adventure, cross-country adventure, and I think it's really cool. It does have Nintendo stuff in it, but I don't think it's anything that really throws anything away. You actually see your first version of Super Mario 3 in here. At the time, this was not released when the movie came out, so it was kind of, when I watched it the first time during this time period, that was a shock just to see that there was going to be a Super Mario 3. So that was kind of cool. I love seeing the Universal stuff, and it has a really good heartwarming story when you find out the total meaning what Jimmy's problem is. I think it really pays off at the end, and I just recently watched it on the Blu-ray. It almost brought a tear to my eye because it was just that moving, I guess. Maybe it's kind of getting old or whatever, but it had a very good story, I thought. Also, I've been hearing a lot of people say this transfer is not good. I don't know if I've just gotten a better transfer than everybody else on the internet or what, but my transfer was awesome. I'm playing it on a 4K TV, and I got a Sony 4K player that upconverts it to 4K, so maybe that made mine look better. But it was very good quality, the best quality I've ever seen this movie in. And I was telling Drewdrop that That is, I don't know how that could be considered bad, but to me, it looked really great for that, just VHS and DVD. And the DVDs were always high on these because they never released this on Blu-ray, and the DVDs were they don't sell them anymore, so they were really expensive, and I was trying to find them, and they didn't even have all the artwork correct on it. It was just them standing there with Jimmy on the shoulders, and none of the Mario stuff on it. So I was really happy to find this at the time, and I did buy this off eBay by a seller. Anyway, getting back to the movie, I think you would really like it. It's a good family movie. It may have a little language, that nothing really bad in it, anything compared to nowadays. I thought it was well done. I think Fred Savage does great. I think Beau Bridges, my son laughs daily at Beau Bridges' character eating a donut in the truck. He just thinks that's the funniest thing ever. You'll have to watch that part and see what you think. But if you want a movie with heart and funny and comedy, I think you could not go wrong with this movie. That is my review of The Wizard, plus the actual Blu-ray release of it. I'd like to thank you for watching, and remember that we do have a Patreon account, just $1 a month. You can be an Elite Bad Birds, and I'll put your name at the end of every video and send you a band that says join the flock, watch the Badraven on YouTube, and that'll be sent to you free of charge. And we would appreciate if you try to support the channel. We need all the support we can here on YouTube, and we appreciate everybody watching our videos. So I just want to tell you, remember the Badraven is your friend, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll talk at you later, and goodbye.
The Badraven would like to thank the very first Elite Bad Birds member, the New York Dragon. Join him and support the Badraven channel.